Like, you in a whole black van, bro.
Word.
Like, real shit. Like, you know, people out here getting kidnapped and everything, bro. Nah, ain't no you sorry,
Nigga saw a black van. He was like, hell no.
And you really don't got, bro. Bro, what the fuck is this, bro?
Huh?
That ass, my nigga. Who are you, bro? Nah, that ass, bro. Who are you, bro? Where you come from, bro? Nah, for real. Where you come from?
This is a video of a man parked outside the school early in the morning before the kids have to come in for school. He's in a black van with all black on, and these two black men caught him. And y'all say that there's no black men out here trying to protect us. The guy with the camera even said we got to protect our black women. The one that's inside the truck said, what is you doing out here in front of a school in these hours? Why are you in our hood in this van during these hours in front of a school? What you trying to do, bruh? They are protecting black women and our kids.
Okay, so y'all just saw that clip right there, and I'm going to let it play in the background while I go ahead and give my commentary behind it. First off, shout out to both of these black men for stepping in immediately before something could have really popped off. Like, they were on it, they were alert, they used their intuition and knew something was wrong. Especially since they've never seen that van before. I'm always saying, if you see something suspicious going on in your neighborhood that you've never seen before, especially if you are always in your neighborhood and you always used to seeing some of the same faces, but then you come across something that's that's suspicious, definitely look into that. And this is very suspicious. When I first saw this clip, I immediately thought of the movie The Black Phone. For those of you who've seen The Black Phone, knows that it's a movie that takes place back in the 70s where this guy was wearing this weird looking mask and he would kidnap these kids. And he too was driving a black out van. It was a black van where it was heavily tinted, and he would lure the kids into the van in which he would kidnap them, and then he would eventually take them out. He probably did some other things too, but we know that death was definitely going to happen. So when I saw this van, I immediately thought of that. So you saw clearly in this video, they opened up the van door. They showed that this guy was very suspicious. And that van, the way it was set up, it wasn't like your typical van, because when you saw the interior, it was only 2 seats there. It was only a 2-seater in that van, where the seats were close together that could only fit maybe like 2 kids. And then the rest of the van in the back was just completely knocked out. It was just open space in there, probably where whoever he was planning to kidnap would have probably just laid out there on the floor and probably tied up, maybe gagged, chloroform, to knock them out and all types of stuff like that. It's not like I said, it's not your typical van. And when he's confronted about it, then he tries to act all dumb. Now I can see from the side of the person's face, this is not a black man, clearly. And it sounded like he had an accent. So I'm not sure exactly where I can't pinpoint what the accent is from, but he definitely spoke with an accent. And they put the camera on the plates, and it was New Jersey plates. So this happened in New Jersey. Then look at the time he was out there. It's early in the morning. The sun isn't even up yet. Like, you can kind of get a glimpse of the sky and see that the sun was starting to come up, but it was early in the morning when he thought nobody would be up. And then he's parked outside of a school. I believe the school is on the left side of him, of the street, as you can see right there in the video. Let me turn the sound off. The school was on the left side, like right up in this region right over here. That's where the school is at. And he parked that van directly across the street from that school. Now this story, well, not this story, but this video reminds me of another video that I did a while ago. And it was in another state, in another city, where it was a person who was parked on the corner near a school where they were pretty much doing the same type of thing. But the difference with that one was it was broad daylight. Like, it was completely light outside. This person had no shame, and they would just park right there. And it was some black men that confronted this person about what it is that they were doing. Some of you may or may not remember. I vaguely remember myself because there's so much stuff I've talked about since then. And they confronted this dude right there, and he was parked outside of not a school, but a bus stop. I remember it was outside of a bus stop where the kids would get picked up. So that person had intentions of snatching some kids up, but they didn't expect to run into any adults. And that's exactly how they got confronted, the same way that this guy did. But I'm glad that they confronted him. They got him on camera. I don't know what would come of this, because again, this is not attached to a news story, at least not one that I've seen so far. If there is a story to be attached to this, like maybe a write-up, an article, or something that's put on the news, I'll try to include it, whether added into this video or into the comment section, maybe pin it as a post. All I'm saying is kudos to both of these black men for being out there at that time, because he assumed that nobody would be up. You never know. People will be up in the wee hours of the morning. Now, I'm trying to gauge what time this is, by looking at the light outside in the atmosphere. This looks like it could be maybe 6 a.m. in the morning. Maybe a little bit earlier, because if it's recent, it's getting lighter earlier now. Like the sun starts to come out, like it starts to peek through the sky before 6 a.m. So this could be in the 5 o'clock hour, but it's in the wee hours of the morning before the kids are set to come and go to school. So I'm glad that they were on their P's and Q's. Like I said, they use that intuition and says something is just not right here, because we've never seen this van before. It's all blacked out. It's very heavily tinted, and it doesn't look like your traditional van. When you look at the interior of the inside of the van, it doesn't look like one that you just bought off the lot. Like it looked like you bought it off the lot, but you took a row of seats out to make room for whatever it is that you was about to do. But something just told them that they knew that something was wrong, because they never seen this van before. It looked the way that it did, and this guy was planning to most likely kidnap some kids. I kind of wish that the voiceover from the woman did not kick in, because I would have loved to hear the ongoing dialogue from the men in the video. But I guess whatever she said in the video is pretty much what they ended up saying in so many words to summarize everything up. But like it says in this right here in this caption, where it says make this viral, I would highly suggest that people share this video as far and wide as you can, because this kind of thing does not get highlighted for a multitude of reasons. One of them is because it doesn't paint black men in a bad light. If it did paint black men in a bad light, they would most definitely make sure that this video went viral immediately. As you can see, when where I'm gathering it from, it only has about a little over 30,000 views so far, and it's been up since May 6th, and I'm recording it on May 8th. So I would highly suggest to keep pushing this video as far as you could. Salute to both of these brothers. They should get some kind of reward for this one. The creep, they need to be locked up and thoroughly investigated, and see if there's anyone else that's attached to this, or if this is just a solo act. But a lot of these times when it comes to stuff like this, they all operate within a ring. So it might be more people that's involved. The scary part about it is, if these two men were not there and did not see this, or maybe they just didn't care and didn't use their quote unquote spidey senses, this guy would have gotten away with kidnapping some children. And I can tell he's in a majority black neighborhood. And that's another thing. When you live in majority black neighborhoods, for the most part, everyone knows everybody. And if they see someone or something that looks suspicious, that just kind of sticks out to them like a sore thumb, that it seems out of place, they go and confront it. Just like that other one that I did, where the person was parked outside of a bus stop trying to collect some kids, because that was a PC man. And I think they actually beat his ass. So I don't know what happened after this camera cut off, but all I can gauge and go off of and what we see in this video right here. So these two brothers right here definitely get all the praise from me.